You stoked to answer some questions?
Yeah.
Me too.
It'll be good.
I'm kind of cold. I got the Burley jacket. We're good.
I like it. Me too. We both cover up in the Pendleton like it.
Forrest, Andrew, first question. Andrew.we. How did you start up your business? I guess I got a business license.
Yeah, I just started doing it for fun.
In short, that's kind of what it is. Emily. Oh, Emily Luck. Hi, how long does your travel
Travel time per day.
It depends on where I'm going. It took me 9 hours to get here, 3 hours to Portland, so it all depends on where I'm going. Mark Chin 98 says, what's your favorite VSCO preset? So in app, I like M3, M5, and M6 a lot. Lightroom, Portra 160s, Fuji 400Hs.
A9, A8, and A7. I like it. I use the 06 pack
In Lightroom?
400H pluses, the 160 plus.
Katie Test 45 says, where did you go on your Montana visit? Well, I'm still here.
Still happening.
It's still happening. So far, Glacier. Maybe this question's for you though.
For me, it's been mostly Flathead National Forest and a bunch of glacier.
Forrest Mankins asked, why is that guy wearing flip-flops?
He shouldn't have been.
Forrest is wearing flip-flops. This is toward me. Nick Bradley Photo says, when are you coming to Australia? To be determined.
Next week?
On my way. Nico Welgemowed, do you take a photo every day even if you're not in a cool place and don't have something to shoot? I don't necessarily take a photo every day, but I don't think there's an excuse not to. I talked about it in one of my other vlogs, as people were saying about how my editing video, like, oh, if I only had beautiful models, oh, if I only had a good place to shoot. I took a picture of Rod on the fence. The fence is on some street on Belmont in Portland. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, just like get creative with your surroundings. There's no excuse to not take a photo every day.
I at least take a photo like with my iPhone every day. It might not be something I use, but generally I can learn something from it. You know, like wherever you are, whenever you are, like finding something.
Yeah. You guys should go follow a guy named Rypat. He's really good at like random stuff that no one would ever see.
Yeah, JW Tan.
And Ryan's girlfriend as well, XT_Marie. K Peterson 615. Any plans to travel to the East Coast?
I'm headed to Maine the first half of June, and I have a rented Land Cruiser ready to go.
I don't have any plans to. I want to go to Rhode Island where Moonrise Kingdom was shot. Dylan Duncan asked, what's the difference between jelly and jam?
Seeds.
I have no idea. I feel like breakfast is more of a jam thing. Louis Palma, when did you discover your passion for photography and which is the best place that you have ever been? Started it in like my senior year of high school. Kind of really discovered how much I loved it in the last like year and a half or so. My favorite place I've ever been? Alaska.
I guess I started getting serious about it. 2012, started taking a ton of photos and trying to learn. I think my favorite place, East End Road, Homer, Alaska.
Alaska, man. Ocha 54. If you could wake up anywhere tomorrow, where would it be?
Flathead Valley, Montana.
Probably this couch. Javel. Hey, Javel, what's up? If 3 of us were hiking, who would most likely get eaten by a bear?
Young.
Young.
He'd be the 4th and he'd get eaten. Sorry, Young.
Ben Jesperson. Hey man, what are your feelings about people copying your photos / ideas? Are you more mad that they can't think of their own ideas? Or is it more of a compliment? I think if someone's copying your ideas, you're doing something right.
Like it can be a bummer, but ultimately it's a good thing. And then it should be the push to push yourself to the next thing.
One thing I love that Casey Neistat said is like, here's the curve. The people who are like doing well are in the curve, but the people who are like doing best are a step ahead of the curve. It's_EMP. Should I go on a solo road trip even though I have little to no experience doing something like that?
Yes.
Yes. Traveling is probably the best form of inspiration.
Learning.
Yeah, learning. Like it's so great. SS Wasson. How often do you shoot filters versus without? No, I don't shoot with filters. Sorry.
When I started out, I bought a really nice B+W UV filter that did absolutely nothing. I don't
Congrats.
Yeah.
If you could only shoot at one focal length, what would it be? Oh, that's a great question.
Is 24 to 70 an answer?
24 or 35?
I would say 35.
I think I'd do that too. Mallory Curtis says, should I get another pair of Birks? You don't need me to answer that. Romantic Souls. Do you think people actually enjoy exploring or some just do it because what's in right now?
I think there's a lot of both. I think I got into photography probably the same way you did. I didn't have any friends that would go hiking or camping. I just started taking photos of what I was doing, where I was going. I think there's a ton of people that 1, do it, don't ever share it with anyone, 2, do it and share it, and then I think there's a group of people that do it, I think, just for the sharing part of it.
I think no matter if you're exploring just for the picture, I think that's better than just playing video games, you know? Like that's kind of how I look at it. Zach SK Photography. How do you pay for your gas and travel so much?
Stop.
Prius helps.
Prius.
Yeah. Prius, I pay about 20 bucks to fill up, and I get about 400 on a tank. That's really helpful. Are you selling your photos or doing paid photo shoot? Yes. Thanks, and I love your videos. Thanks, I love you. JOC, what lens would you recommend a beginner to buy first? Probably like a 35 prime.
35.
Yeah, 35 prime.
Also, the 28 is really good, or like a 24.
Levi Dillon, one of the guys I want to meet in Albuquerque. He lives out of a van. He's pretty tight.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he seems really tight. What is one event in your life you feel shaped who you are now? Want me to start?
Yeah.
Quitting my job at Starbucks to pursue this. It was a crazy risk. It's been a crazy reward too.
I used to be in a touring band and I got super burnt out on it.
Nickelback.
I used to be in a touring band and it was cool for a while. I just kind of like got burnt out on it. I was doing photo trips in between tours to kind of relieve stress, and so that was like how this whole thing started for me. And after a while it's just like, all right, so I have to spend 8 months of the year just like making it through to go like spend 4 months doing what I want. I think that was a catalyst for me.
What if Julia? Hi. What's your greatest fear while out hiking?
Weather.
Weather. Yeah.
Weather.
Like losing trail is kind of scary. I've done that before a couple times. Jonathan Zuzu, how do you see the world when you're looking for a shot? Lifestyle is really big to me. Something natural, something organic more so. Whether that organic look is posed or not, you know?
I think it might be the same for both of us. You kind of have to balance in between that perfectly posed shot and that like very fleeting moment. And there's like a certain cachet like that's right in between, which is where it kind of like feels magic.
K Bunk says Fallon or Kimmel? I like Fallon.
Wait,
Fallon.
Which one is which?
Louis Palma says, do you regret something? Yes. Two Wires says, do you plan to go north to Canada? We're actually contemplating on going to Waterton
This very week.
Jeff Braden says, do you actually sleep in your Prius? If you do, you should show the vlog how comfortable or uncomfortable it is. This trip, I mean, my Prius has been crashed like 90% of the time in repair, but also people have been super hospitable to me. All right, the battery died there. Lauren Lillian asks, how do you know what clients to take on? Or is it still nerve-wracking meeting new people? Stay stoked. I will stay stoked. Clients, like, I'm very picky when it comes to Instagram. I'm not gonna really advertise like Jack in the Box.
Well, on top of the audience, it's still you.
It's new, yeah, you know, and like Jack in the Box is not a good representation of me and my brand, you know? Bagsy, use that bag every single day. Yeah, like I'll support that. Isaac Johnson asks, why is Forrest Mankins so damn nice? I don't know, he's just a good guy, you know? Two Wire says, upload more droid footage. I've never uploaded droid footage in my life. If you're referring to drone, I crashed my drone, so sorry. Junior Gonzalez says, is it lit? Yeah. Do you film projects or are you strictly a freelance photographer?
Personal film.
Yes. Jason Egeman. Shooting alone is alright, I guess. ... How do you get more people to shoot with you? It's kind of like hit people up. You'd be surprised at who will say yes.
Magic of internet.
You have a lot at your disposal to hit people up with.
It's not hard to find like-minded people.
Yeah.
On the internet. How do I know you?
Internet? Just internet, yeah. We met through the internet, yeah. So Angie says, can y'all both dab on the vlog tomorrow? Yeah. Thanks. Shot by Rick says, what message do you try to convey through your work? What helps you keep inspired?
Road trips for inspiration. Yeah, immersing yourself in that, actually being a part of it and in it instead of creating it.
Sure.
And
huge.
Yeah, and so that reflection comes through.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And also to add on to that with the vlogs, as I started them, I thought it was a cool idea, but I never realized the impact it would have on people. And I think it's huge. Yeah, open another one for me. Thanks. I think it's become a lot more than just uploading a vlog and showing them my experience. Like recently it's become a lot more about, like people are like have been telling me they're inspired by them, and that's blown my mind. I wasn't expecting that. Like it's gotten a crazy response, and like I think what I'm trying to convey through my work is like, hey, like you can do this too, you know? Like it's just a matter of a choice and like just doing something and making something happen, you know? Like
that was my last year.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, just inspiring others like through that. I think that's really huge. Mural Knudsen says, what's your favorite photograph you've ever taken and why?
My grandfather was a guide in Alaska for my father's whole life. He never got to go. And last year, Garrett, my buddy,
I remember that.
We filmed a documentary driving from Oklahoma to Alaska. We had the opportunity to fly my dad to Alaska for the very first time. And so there's a picture again on East End Road in Homer. And he's just like sitting on the tailgate, but like he's on the Land Cruiser that he built and finally in the place that he always wanted to be.
Yeah, that's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. My favorite is this shot I have of my friend Carl at Munro Point. A lot that goes into it, but in simply, Munro Point's insane. The view is unreal. I wanted to get there for like many years. I finally went there and like took that shot. The composition, it's all candid, and then it's also at the place that had such significance to me because it was like a goal that it was like finally attained, and it was real and tangible and like there. Like that was huge. Is there one person who you'd want to meet, photographer or not? And who would it be? I'd really like to meet Foster. He seems really cool. He built like a treehouse and stuff.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray?
Yeah.
Why not?
Bill Murray.
Casey Neistat. That's who I'd want to meet.
Bill Murray.
Shoe Gabe says favorite movie / TV show. For movie, Moonrise Kingdom. TV show, The Office.
TV show, I like Alone.
I don't even know that one.
It might be on History or like one of those reality TV shows. They just drop 10 people out on Vancouver Island and they have to film themselves and like make shelter and food. Whoever lasts the longest. But the thing is that no one knows anyone else has like quit.
Oh wow. Annie Zavar, what is your favorite hike in the PNW? And if you could go anywhere right now, where would you go? Favorite hike in the PNW? Oregon counts, right? Munro Point for sure. Washington wise, Gothic Basin and Rampart Lakes are my favorite trails in Washington.
Most of the time I've spent in the Northwest has been winter, but I do like going around on the Oregon coast.
Eli Joe says, what are the best hikes / camping spots in Washington? Hikes, best bang for your buck is like Lake 22, Heather Lake, Rattlesnake Ledge, and a few others. I recommend Lake Serene if it's not too snowy. Camping spots.
National Forest.
Yeah, National Forests. Yeah. Lake Cushman, and First Beach. First Beach is a great spot, but make sure to park in the right place. Otherwise, you'll get kicked out at 3 a.m.
I stayed there. That's where the photo of Sam using like a beer bottle opener to try to open a can of ravioli on the cruiser came from.
Can you whip / nay in your next vlog? Can you do that with me?
No, I've never seen that.
Alright, ready? Go like this. And go like this.
Okay, I'm not gonna like this.
Nailed it. Any tricks for organizing the zillions of photo files in your hard drive?
Year, month, date / location.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Jack Moriarty, you two are my biggest inspirations. Thanks. So my question for you guys is, how do you evaluate your work? Do you feel pretty satisfied generally, or is it constant push to reach that unreachable satisfaction?
Constant push.
Yeah.
Constant push.
I will look back at like last week's edit and be like, what the frick was I thinking? Like all the time.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite quotes is by Macklemore, and it says, a true artist won't be satisfied, but I guess that's the sacrifice. And that's like, that's so true.
Well, I think if you feel like you're there, then there's no point.
Yeah, there's no point. Like the goal is to constantly be improving, and if you're not improving, then you're staying stagnant. Sam Elkin, when can we get straight from New York pizza? On my way. It's so good.
Hi Sam.
Hey Sam. Peter Hobart says, how are you able to create your compositions? Practice. One thing I recommend is finding artists that you like that do that. Like Jared Chambers, for instance. I think I derive a lot of my composition from him because he shoots very wide off. Like I've noticed that about his work. Yeah.
Well, I think it's important to have a lot of different things that you're looking at. In essence, you're educating your taste, and so you're propelling your taste to be better than you are, which creates the ascent. You know.
Yeah, so. No, that's good. Hannah Winch says, how was your journey finding and pinpointing your niche and style? Long, hard, and you constantly feel like you suck, pretty much.
Birkenstocks.
I think she's referring to photo style.
Well, I know.
Try different things is the main thing. Hey, _ you know that person? Forrest slept in her driveway.
Haley, Forrest has already slept in my driveway. Andrew, are you next? Oh, Haley Dundas. Hi, Haley. Christmas Eve of 2014. They let me sleep in their driveway. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, I might be next.
Thank you.
What editing software do you recommend? Lightroom. Jamie Ryder Jazz, awesome feed and vlogs, man. My question is, how long do you normally spend on an edit? Is it case that sometimes it depends on the picture you've taken? With pictures, 30 seconds to like 5 minutes.
Generally, a rule you learn is the longer it takes to edit a photo, the worse the light might have been.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true.
Subjects.
I noticed when my editing got faster, my work got better. Pleased with it because I wasn't overthinking it. A Rhyme says, quesarito or quesalupa? I didn't order those. I don't know. Quesadilla. Kaikarovsky. How do you use Instagram as a way for people to follow your photography? I love Instagram and taking photos, but I don't know where to start to get my photos noticed.
Take a lot of photos and figure out the photos that you like to take, and then continue to take photos that you like.
Nailed it. This is for you. Drew Ramstead says, what are Forrest's favorite presets in Lightroom?
If I were to just pick a preset, 06 Visco Pack, Ultra 160 plus.
Test Photography says, what Visco packs do you use? In which cases do you use them? Basically 06. 06 is just, it just looks really good. For fun though, have you ever remember 03? Yeah. Dude, the Polaroid edits.
I knew you were gonna say the yellow.
Dude, they're so fun. Yeah. 03 for fun, 06 for fun. Yeah. Day Kayleen says, where are your most favorite places to shoot in Oregon? Gorge area is just awesome in general. And the coast.
I like Central Oregon. I think it's called John Day Wilderness.
I also like Ashland, Oregon a lot too. Unlisted JPG. Unlisted
JPEG.
Sorry. Unlisted.jpg. Do you think people who buy or sell presets are fueling the copycat / original ideas that are popping up all over now?
No.
No, there's a million people out there with like Portrait 160 plus. You can look at like 10 different photographers and each edit will be different.
It's not anything different than sharing information.
Yeah.
So like you still have to use the information and turn that into wisdom and experience to funnel it your own way.
Exactly, yeah. What do you think is the best way to share your photography with potential clients other than Instagram?
I think a very straightforward and showcasing website can do a ton. Like much more than you think.
Brant says, who would win a street fight, you or Forrest Mankins? Forrest.
Depends on the weather.
Depends on the weather. Yeah. How do you contact a model or a modeling agency or company to collab?
An email. But if you're contacting an individual, don't be creepy.
E.T. Clark says, what advice would you give to someone interested in / just starting to travel around the US in their car? Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Lexi most likely says, Glacier is my favorite, period. Enjoy. Thanks, Lexi.
Thank you.
Bodewell says, you're going to be in San Fran this weekend? No, I'm sleeping here. Sorry. Mr. Cuffle. How does one truly stay stoked like you? Just do it. Like just be doing something all the time. Like be creating. Like that's. Yeah. I'm just stoked because I'm creating stuff like all the time.
Yeah, like whatever you can do to take yourself off of autopilot. You find those little moments or things like that that kind of like wake you up.
That's good. That's good. I'm not gonna pronounce that name. Someone who isn't a pro with a camera, what is the best way to see the world and still keep a budget?
Expedia. Start going anywhere and actually be in that spot for as long as you can and just appreciate it. But start where you can.
BFF speed, like days that are planned out to the dot, or days that everything go perfectly and then some. Be open to both, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is like, it's good to research and plan what you can, but you have to leave that pretty open-ended.
Not Kyle Pace says, are we human or are we dancer?
Dancer.
Serenity _ What do you use to edit your photos? They're all mesmerizing. Lightroom and kind of Portrait 160 plus. Daniel Uden says, when are you coming to Newfoundland? Where is that?
Eastern Canada. Gorgeous.
On my way. Coherty. What's your favorite place that you've ever traveled and where would you like to travel next? Alaska, where I want to travel next. I like to see Alaska in summer and New Mexico. I'd love to see the white sands. I want to go there so bad.
It's bugging you, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's been on my mind. Where do you want to travel next?
Right now, I am very happy in Montana.
Roman.around. Yeah, nice. Do you guys ever find yourselves discouraged by and tired of Instagram? All its waves of copy, chatting, and lack of truly original material? No, not really. It's fun. I think of it as more of a challenge. It pushes me almost to like stand out.
No, it is. I think that's a very good way to use it, and follow people's work that you like. You don't have to follow anyone else. Soak in creativity from that. Do something because you really dig it.
Lekuti. How do you deal with people who take yours and your friends' pictures without giving recognition to its original taker?
On some certain level, like it's flattery. A lot of people just don't know about like where the rules are and that sort of thing. A lot of the times, if if you just go into it, are really nice and forthright with the person, just kind of explain like what it looks like in your world, it goes down really quickly.
Yeah. What is something you believe in or think is important that most people don't believe in? Like, I believe in risk. Like,
yeah, kind of the same thing you said. I met a bear guide in Alaska. Like, his dream was to live on Kodiak Island, like be a bear guide.
Yeah.
And he told me, he was like, you know, you just have to jump, and most of the time, like when it's worth it, you don't know where you're gonna land. But if you do that, it's just kind of gonna work out.
Yeah.
Like if you're putting yourself out there.
So true. Favorite artists and or songs at the moment, and road trip essentials. Specifically though, Head in the Heart, Down in the Valley. That's my favorite song right now, just because it's like so nostalgic. I love Gregory Alan Isakov.
Yes.
And then road trip essentials, Camera. Duh.
Yeah. Reunite by, is it Isbell? Road trip thing, Binoculars. Really like Binoculars.
Wilderness Bay, this is a good question to end on. Where are you the happiest? Right here. Like on the road, basically. Like I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Well, the thing is, like, my answer is right here.
Yeah.
But as long as the process is channeled towards like what your goals and values are, then the great parts and the day-to-day and everything else is wonderful.
Sure.
You know, because it's just cumulative.
Yeah. That's good. All right. That was a good Q&A. I have a lot of stuff to sift through.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, thanks for the questions. That was fun.
It was very good.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I love answering questions.
Maybe one more this week?
Yeah, maybe another one this week. We'll see what happens. So